All right, good evening. We are going to start the public power hour. And let me start off by saying it's great to see everybody. I know so many of y'all, and really appreciate you coming out. Let me just kind of lay some ground rules because I just hope everyone's kind of aware of how this works. There are no directors here. There are just the 7 of us on council and Jamie Paul, our city clerk. This is informal. What this is for an opportunity for you, and I know Brian will come up and basically have 5 minutes to share any issue that you want to. And I'm assuming most of y'all are here about the Plantation Road area, which is great, but we're not voting on anything. You're not going to hear us having council discussion. This is literally for you to share with us what you think we need to be aware of. So from here, we can take that forward in whatever that looks like. I might say a few words depending on what it is, but that's really, it's a listening for us. Okay. So, but I love, see, I hope y'all will say the whole rest of the other public, regular city council, and it's exciting. All right. This time, I'm going to ask Mr. Brian Enter if he will come up, and even though I've already told everybody your name, just for the record, if you just state your name and address for the record, please. Right. And Brian, I tell you, we've had 2 folks who kind of have backed out of the 4 that was going to speak. So I'm going to be able to give you, if you need a little bit more than 5 minutes, I'm going to be able to give you a little bit more than that, but not too much. So, all right. State your name and address, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Brian Enter, address 315 Riverwind Drive. It's in Savannah Barony subdivision. Yeah. So this has got a lot of talk, I guess, so far throughout the years. But I'm here today representing some citizens who live along Old Plantation Road and around there about a genuine concern regarding lack of approved traffic plan to manage the residential and commercial growth between I-20 and Knobcombe. With the new apartment complex nearing completion in Exit 1, the upcoming Hive development behind and around Waffle House, and other residential growth projected off Knobcombe, citizens are truly concerned about traffic safety in this area. By not addressing this growth with an improved traffic plan, the city, county, and state are creating a safety issue that threatens its citizens that use this intersection as its sole point of passage to their homes and businesses. I reviewed the previous AECOM traffic study that was adopted as a guide by the city of North Augusta. It includes a solution that creates a more hazardous configuration for residents and high school students that access North Augusta High School via Martintown Road. A specific concern within this study was a proposal for a right turn only when exiting Old Plantation Road on the Martintown. This will force drivers to cross traffic to make a U-turn at Knobcombe Avenue to access going back towards I-20. This actually violates SC traffic laws with respect to lane changes during peak traffic conditions. In addition, it didn't address engineering deficiencies regarding sight line distances when you're trying to make a right turn off Old Plantation Road. While the study did recommend a long-term solution that would realign Old Plantation Road to the, through an existing residence at Old Plantation Road, it did not investigate realignment of Knobcombe to Old Plantation Road, where there are no residential dwellings. So all that being said, we request the city to coordinate an effort for the realignment of Knobcombe through undeveloped land slightly north of its current location so that it would align with Old Plantation Road. The goal of this request is to get a traffic signal installed at this newly formed intersection. So doing so will, 1, avoid an extremely dangerous conditions described above, 2, accelerate implementation of a safe solution for residents, students, and others. And 3, create a long-term solution for future growth at Exit 1. So as mentioned previously, the large amount of growth expected in this area, we request your immediate consideration and support of this proposal, with the city leading the effort to relocate Knobcombe to Old Plantation Road, install a traffic light, and to make this thoroughfare, one of our major thoroughfares of our city, much safer. All right, good. And so, we several of us that live along that roadway, in the neighborhood, have kind of formed a committee and discussed these various things and so forth with a previous study done. And not sure why the AECOM traffic study never looked at the realignment of Knobcombe, in that respect, and adding a traffic light. Moore's Bluff is also another one that wasn't mentioned, but it's been discussed recently also with, I know there's some plans for that development as well. But so not sure if y'all have any questions or anything on this, but
Yeah, let me just, and first of all, thank you very much, very thorough. So let me kind of tell you a little bit, kind of bring you up to speed on that, what we call the Martintown Road Corridor Study, and then kind of what is positive and what really we're not even at a point to even be able to discuss. So that Martintown Road Corridor Study really began, I think I was on the Planning Commission, quite frankly. So I've been mayor 3 years. So that study back began when I was on the Planning Commission. Mayor Pettit was the mayor then. And that was just literally an opportunity for them to come in and start talking about, and they had 4 basic plans at short-term, intermediate, and long-term. And that really was designed just as a guide for council. And all council did, you're absolutely right, that council accepted that study. And so we have literally, as far as a council, we have not done anything to address that. A couple things we have done, we are 100%, our first growth retreat we had as a council, one of the things that we told the administration, because it was not on the city's radar, was that exit 1 need to be a priority. Because we just knew that's going to be the next shoe to drop, right? We know what's happening at exit 5, it's going to happen. So with that being said, we have said that would be priority. We have put money in this November, and that you'll have the opportunity to vote for the capital project sales tax 5. That'll be the new capital projects. We have put money in that capital projects 5 for dealing with exit 1, everything you're talking about. Now, there was no set plans on what does that look like, because we got to get the funding first. And that's part of why there hadn't been funding. What I will tell you is Knob Cone is going to be solved. But let me tell you where it's going to be solved. And this is not a city council, this was a planning commission. So when the apartment complex was developed, second phase, the planning commission approved that based on a condition. And the condition was, when you're in that apartment, you're not going to be able to go left, you're going to have to go right. And basically, they are funding, not the city, not taxpayers, but that developer. They're going to put a red light with a U-turn at Knob Cone. So for our students at Knob Cone, they're going to have a light now to be able to turn left or right. And the people who are coming out of that apartments, they want to go back, they'll have a U-turn. Okay. There's not anything with that. No medians coming up that's going to block anything of what you do right now. So there's not anything on the table today or conversation that we've had to where we've already said, yeah, this is what we're going to do by AECOM, and we're going to put a meeting and make you do that. So could that happen? Possibly, but that's not even on our radar, just to let you know. So that's the good news. So we are getting Knob Cone for I think for North Augusta High School on that. We're not doing that. Now, you're absolutely right. The AECOM did look at a number of alternatives about where to bring Knob Cone and Plantation Drive. And again, this is just throwing out there, again, the issue, one of the concerns, just looking at what you said, would be right now is, and when the AECOM, the Hive was at an earlier stage when that all happened, where that road on this map you have, that's going to be a commercial economic development. So, and DOT may have a hard time, even if that made sense, because it's so close to the exit 1 where the light is. So I'm saying all that to say is, yes, this is something we can look at. It wasn't part of the AECOM study because of what the conversation was with the Hive, and that being a commercial. Doesn't mean we can't look at it. So what I'm saying is, when we get to that point, I can assure you there will be plenty of public input for you. I know some of you have already met with Tommy Paradise. And here I'll give you a perfect example. In that AECOM study, I think there was something that said that there was supposed to be a connector road between Frontage Road and Old Plantation. Guess what? That's no longer in play. So again, that's a study. That is nothing as a council we have made any decisions on. So some of these concerns are going to play it out by itself just based on how things are going to go. But I promise you, when we move that, once we get funding, and y'all vote yes for the capital project sales tax in November, and we start moving toward that direction, we will definitely need public input.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you that. Public, it's live stream. I promise.
Well, thank you. And, you know, since I live back there, another major concern is, like I mentioned in the paper, there is sight distance. Right now, it's hard to take a right turn or left turn because you can't see past the slope.
It is.
From
I
the
agree.
adjacent property, you know, and all that. So that's
it's not good. I agree. I don't disagree with you. So anyway,
that's good. Thank you. Yeah.
But anyway, but yes, you've got all 7 of us have heard it, and I promise when we get to that point, we will be talking to you.
Very good.
That sound fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's great. Mr. Brian Adams, come on up, sir. I know.
That's okay. My name is Brian Adams. I live at 19 Lee Place, and yes, I'm in the city.
Got a good voice. Everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
They can probably hear me.
Okay. Speak to the microphone for TV.
Many years of teaching first grade. My name is Brian Adams anyway, and this is Joy McKee. And Joy McKee, we're together working on a project. We're in-laws. Her son married my daughter.
Okay.
So we share grandchildren.
Oh, that's a good thing.
We're both volunteers here. A little bit, 3 weeks ago or so, Joyce asked me about the possibility of me working with her to develop a senior citizen center. Of course, we wouldn't be members of that. So, but by the time we got it done, we might be members. Who knows? So we just started the process, and we were trying to get some information. We've worked with Tara at the chamber. We're trying to get some information about some people who were doing this in the past. And there was a group, I guess, of folks sometime in the recent past. However, they lost their leader who passed away.
Yes.
And everything went sort of stopped. We cannot get a hold of the names. We don't know who they are. We can't seem to find it. So my suggestion, my request is that if anybody on the council knows who some of these folks are,
We will get you some names. Very easy.
just call Jamie.
We'll get you, well,
She called me today, and she's apologized for calling me and said it's not a big deal.
don't worry.
I didn't
Yes.
tell her.
We can hook you up. That won't be a problem, I promise.
Yeah, that's what
We'll get you some names.
that's what we were looking for. So
That's not.
we're just playing, and if I win the lottery, you won't have any problem.
Okay, good. That's
Okay,
it.
but I think you got to play first.
Okay, yes.
So since I don't play very much, I'm not going to be able to write you a check.
All right, we'll get you some names, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you being here. Item 3, Spencer Gartrell was not able to make it. Something came up, but just so you know, he had asked about the city of North Augusta making Juneteenth a holiday, and and I'll tell everybody, and I will tell Mr. Gartrell. Couple things. Juneteenth that's a federal holiday, and what we do in North Augusta is we actually follow the state of South Carolina's calendar, except for one thing. So the state of South Carolina does not recognize Juneteenth as a holiday. Now in the past we have always followed the state holiday. The one holiday that the state does follow that we do not is the Confederate Memorial Day. That's always on May the 10th. So excluding that day, we do not follow, we follow the state holiday. So if that is something council, if council wants to move forward with that as a holiday for the city, we absolutely have that right. That would be something we would need to talk at budget time, because basically we would have, when we do start our budget in the fall, we would have to budget that time for our citizens to have that holiday. But in the past, that has not been something we have done because we've always followed the state holiday. So just information FYI. And that's my response to Mr. Gartrell if he was here. The last person who was going to come in is Miss Jennifer James. She got sick and was not able to make it, so she's going to come to our, June Power Hour. Okay, so now, so the way the Power Hour works is if you send us an email in advance, you get first priority. You're top of the queue. So when we have time left over, and we do have a few minutes, if you got something, not what we've already talked about, but if there's something else, a citizen concern or something you think we need to be aware of that has nothing to do with what we just talked about, then this would be an opportunity if you'd like to come forward. There's a couple minutes left. We'd love to hear if there's something we need to be aware of. And yes, ma'am. Come on.
Hello, my name is Brandy Mitchell. I live on 204 Bluff Avenue. I'm coming today for just like three things. One is the traffic on Bluff Avenue. Of course, they put the new greenway in, and especially with the weather getting better, we've seen a huge traffic increase. We've seen the runners with Fleet running. We have a couple of kids that live on that block, and they also access that greenway. The issue is that it's a very busy traffic going up and down that road. A lot of people are coming from baseball games. They're coming from Hammond's Ferry. A lot of people live back off that way. I've personally seen alcohol bottles in my yard, alcohol cans, people speeding down that road. I think with the increase of traffic, that something needs to be put on that road to kind of slow people down from potentially hitting someone. We got a lot of people that cross that road. They're not just on the greenway, but they may be accessing it from, like my kid.
Sure.
She likes to skate and stuff on that road. So I know they placed something on West Avenue to kind of slow down that traffic right there by the bank. So,
I'll respond. Yes, we spent, I think 2 years ago, I don't know what we call that machine for public safety that tells you the speeding, what the speed number is. So with our new our new chief of police, Junior Johnson, you have started seeing that. And it does it no good for us to be sticking that in a shelter. So you're going to start seeing that. So I'm putting a list together on citizens who told us. So we will put that on that list. Okay. So we're going to do that. Great idea. Thank you.
Okay. And then my second comment is I personally own a business called CSRA Kids. I provide a guide for everyone in the area about everything that's kid related in the area. I have personally chosen North Augusta as the place to host my events throughout the year. I host two major events, my Summerfest event, and I also host Kid Jam, which is my larger event. We have like 3,000 people that come.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you so much. And one thing that I want to talk about with the city is that as we increase our tourism here, I want to talk about us having a city calendar. What happens is that because we are increasing our events in the area, we're also overlapping over one another. So I had an event this past weekend, and also North Augusta Ford had an event as well. And those two, they really did kind of bump heads against one another. And so what I want to propose is that the Parks and Recs Department work toward getting a citywide calendar, but also having one person that it's their sole responsibility for booking facilities and also managing the calendar in the area. So when events do come up in the area, we're able to communicate as organizations, but also it's very hard to connect with people in the Parks and Rec Department because there's so many people handling facility rentals. Right. So there can be times where I'm trying to just get basic questions answered, but because a person is not sitting at their desk and they're not designated toward that, it takes me forever just to get an answer on properties, on dates, that kind of thing. So if there's one specific person that's dedicating to managing the city calendar, but also managing facility rentals, answering questions, and making sure that you have everything that you need, I think that it would help in terms of as we develop our tourism here and as we develop events, it'll make it a more streamlined process.
Have you heard the saying, great minds think alike?
Yes.
So I love it here. So let me just help you out there. So to answer your question, tourism is no longer parts of Parks and Rec. We pulled it aside. Okay. And two things. Yes, we are in the process. We have hired a young lady who is going to redo the website. So we are going to have a calendar.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. And just let you know, Derek Boyd is the contact person. It's not Parks and Rec. Jamie will get you his number. That is who you want to know is a contact person for when it comes to event space, okay?
Fantastic.
So anyway, those two. And you got just go fast because we got a couple more minutes.
One more thing.
This is good stuff.
Is online registration for city sports. Number one, as a parent and also as someone that is constantly contacted about registration for sports, summer camps, everything that's related to registration in the area, it is absolutely imperative that we move to an online registration. And sometimes we just don't have time to go down to the Riverview Park Activity Center. As awesome as it is, as awesome as we want to go down there, we really do need to move to an online registration form. So that we can streamline that process and that we can cut down on the emails that I receive.
Do you know how happy you make me? It is so nice to be able to give you a yes or a concern. So to answer your question, our new assistant city administrator, one of his roles is he's working now with Rick at Parks and Rec, and we are going through the process to do just that, to do online registration. So we are going to come into the future today with that, and that's going to happen.
Okay. And then one last thing, I want to say thank you to Sergeant Smith, and he's been fantastic in providing vehicles for the different events I've had around town. Fire trucks spraying the kids, things like that. So I wanted to personally recognize him. There was also another gentleman. He also works for the city of Augusta. He helped this past weekend. He stayed well past his time in helping us and making sure that I just can't remember his name.
Do you know about our community action team that started? We've got 3 officers now, and their job literally is to go around and support all events. So we'll give you that contact.
Yes.
Okay. So like for the kid jam and all of that they would bring the truck. They do all that. So again, we're trying to centralize that to where we can be laser focused on that.
Yes, I just wanted to recognize.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I
Pass it on. We love.
Can I say one thing, Mayor?
Yes, you should.
All right, for the Brandy,
Good job.
Yes.
because I'm at Park and Rec all the time. Like, let's say you want to rent the picnic shelter at Riverview Park, that would go through Park and Recreation.
Yes.
Any kind of thing like that has a part, and that is Tanya Eubanks.
Right.
Not your program coordinators.
Yes, the point that I was making is that, so for example, for the Riverview Park Activity Center, the mass building, there's one person that handles that, and then the person that handles Lionfields Park, that's another person that handles that. But I'm have to call multiple people to
call Tanya Eubanks.
Okay.
Okay, and then also on the sports, there are on the website, because I know my camp's on the website already, and then they put signs out at each school, when we change sports. So, but I know most of our registration dates are on that city recreation.
They are. Yes, it's just that the registration is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Randy,
thank you for all you do. Really appreciate it. All right, we stand adjourned, and we'll take a few minutes, get all our youth lined up, and we'll start. Ready to come. Good evening. I'd like to call the City of North Augusta City Council for May the 6th, 2024 to order. It's great to see a big crowd out there, a lot of parents and folks. Thank you very much for being here. It is really weird sitting in this chair. I can barely see out. So anyway, good to see everybody here. Thank you very much for your support. So at this point, if you would like to join me in prayer. Dear God, as we come together tonight to do the business of the city and to give our young people an opportunity to experience how local government works, I ask that you continue to open our hearts and minds to what is said and discussed as we work to improve North Augusta. Amen. If you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Might help put my jacket on first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We're going to do a roll call from my left, and what I'd like to do is our actual city council person will state their name, and then our student council representative will state their name. We'll go all the way around the horn. So we'll start with my far left.
Eric Presnell.
Jenny Williams.
David McGee. CJ Chavis.
Pat Carpenter.
Taylor Hall.
I'm going to let you say it too. I'm going to let you.
Pepper Salcedo.
Britton Williams.
Lady Sheridan. Jennifer McCauley. Dasani Bell.
David Buck.
Kendall Risher.
Kevin Toole.
All right, that was great. All right, approval of minutes. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to the regular city council meeting minutes of April the 15th, 2024, the study session minutes of April the 29th, 2024? Hearing none, they stand approved as distributed. Good. Okay, at this time, we have Miss Carolyn Dixon from the Garden Clubs are going to come down for a presentation. Where is she? There she is. All right, do you want to come here? Do I need to come around? Or what? Yeah, right there would be great. Okay.
Good evening.
Speak in the microphone.
My name is Carolyn Dixon, and I'm the president of the North Augusta Council of Garden Clubs. The council consists of 4 local federated garden clubs within the West Lowcountry District of the Garden Club of South Carolina. These clubs are Beach Island Garden Club, Carolina Hills Garden Club, Palmetto Garden Club, and Terrace Garden Club. The North Augusta Council works to achieve the objectives of the National Garden Club and the Garden Club of South Carolina with projects such as Arbor Day celebration, annual Public Education Day program, and celebration of National Garden Week. Also working together with the City of North Augusta, Frog, and members and families of Billy Vaughn, volunteers maintain Billy's Butterfly Garden year-round. The Butterfly Garden was established in 2017 and serves as a habitat for pollinators and birds on the North Augusta Greenway at the site of the old Waterworks Park. It is our honor to present a Garden Club of South Carolina life membership to Mayor Britton Williams for his support of the National Council of Garden Clubs, the North Augusta Council of Garden Clubs objectives and projects. The funds to purchase this life membership are divided between the Babs Barnett Environmental Scholarship and the Garden Club of South Carolina Memorial Garden Fund. Congratulations.
Well, this is quite a treat. Normally we're giving y'all a proclamation, so this is quite a surprise. I should have come around there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then here we have a pen and your
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. I know about Billy's garden because I threw my back out one Saturday out there. So it's true. This is quite honored. Thank you, Karen. That was very sweet. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Whew. All right. So we're going to, we've got two proclamations. So I'll be right there. Okay. All right, I'm going to ask Miss Jamie Paul. She'll step up here. She always likes to be behind the scenes. I'm going to embarrass her a little bit. So this is the 55th annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, which is May the 5th through May the 11th. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants who serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meeting of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organization. Whereas it's most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, hereby recognize the week of May the 5th through the 11th as a Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to the City of North Augusta's Professional Municipal Clerk, Miss Jamie Paul, and to all professional municipal clerks for their vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. I will tell you, Jamie, everything here she does. She's the front line. There are many times citizens will call her, and she has, quite frankly, velvet gloves with helping our citizens, and she always knows how to get them to the right person if she can't answer it. She has to put up with my pop-ins out of spur of the moment with questions I have in the middle of trying to work with our city administrator or somebody. But Jamie, and we put a lot on her outside just that with different initiatives that we are partaking in and started here in North Augusta. So anyway, Jamie does an incredible job. It has absolutely been a great hire to have you with us because she is a true professional. She came with a municipal background in the past, so we didn't have to train her. She really is truly a professional. So that's quite a huge accomplishment. We're very good for our citizens. So on behalf of the city, Jamie, thank you very much for what you do. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, I'm going to ask our tourism director, Carl Waldhauer, and our student tourism, Sophia Lindell. Where are they? Come on down, you two. See, Sophia didn't thought she was going to sit in that chair the whole time. Carl said, nothing we got to do today. Yeah, we can turn. Okay. So, proclamation. Whereas the travel industry finds every industry and will continue to be an essential part of North Augusta, South Carolina's economy, development, and workforce. And whereas travel is an economic powerhouse for every state and destination across the country with an economic output of $2.8 trillion, supporting 15 million American jobs, and whereas travel spending supports vibrant and safe communities in South Carolina and across the United States by generating $89 billion in state and local tax revenue in 2023 to support essential services such as education, emergency response, public safety, and more. And whereas travel enables success for all industries, including manufacturing, agriculture, defense, healthcare, and more, by driving sales growth, innovation, education, operations that power our economy, our nation, and North Augusta, South Carolina forward. And whereas America's travel industry cannot be globally competitive without maximizing growth in leisure, business, and international inbound travelers. Increasing travel to and within the United States drives our economy to a more prosperous future and connects America. And whereas small businesses account for more than 60% of leisure and hospitality employment, and whereas travel is an essential industry, and we must continue to communicate that growing travel leads to economic growth, benefits businesses, and fosters understanding and connects the nation. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, Mayor of the City of North Augusta, do hereby proclaim National Travel and Tourism Week. And travel is important because we actually are wanting people to travel to spend time in North Augusta and see all the wonderful things we have. And that is one of Carl's our new director of tourism, and that's one of his charges. So, Carl, on behalf of that, I will give this proclamation to you, sir. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, young lady. Good to see you. All right. All right. Now, this is always a fun time, a good time, because we do our Employee of the Quarter. And I'm going to ask Mr. Brian Malik, come on down, sir. Will you hold that? Let me have. I can put them there. How you doing? Good. All right, looking sharp. Got your master's green on. Okay. You get that this year? Or you had it? Okay. All right. Good. All right, so it is my pleasure that our Employee of the Quarter is Brian. Brian is instrumental in assisting the department he's in the engineering department, is instrumental in assisting the department through changes and growth of the city. With staff changes, increased burdens from new development, and also assisting with oversight of local city projects, Brian continues to step up to the challenge. For example, Brian took the time to study the previous documentation and processes of engineering inspections, and then he put together, I love this, a streamlined approach that is currently making things more efficient. Get it? Government efficiency. Isn't that exciting? During that process, Brian was able to be involved. He also was involved in a lot of extra field work and inspections himself, in addition to managing city's funded projects that were taking place at the same time. So you multitask. Great job, sir. Thank you. The second thing, Brian is taking more active role in all aspects of the department and quickly accepts opportunities to be involved and learn additional skills. Recently, he was asked to involved in an unexpected project with the Aiken Public Service Authority, Aiken PSA, to determine the current status of use and upcoming development needs for wastewater treatment at the plant. This was a substantial project that ultimately confirmed to the PSA agency that the city has acquired and maintains the capacity to provide for the current and future growth, which is very positive. Brian continues to assist the city with many other issues as they arise and is deserving this recognition. I will tell you, I see Brian, he's always here early. He is an absolute team player. And it is true, he has taken on a big role. And Brian, well done, sir. Thank you very much. And just really proud of your service here in North Augusta. Let's give a round of applause. So it says, South Carolina Employee of the Quarter awarded to you, January through March. Let's give him another round of applause. That's good. You got anybody up there we need to recognize? You want to recognize anybody here supporting you?
Oh, yeah. My parents are up there. Thank you to my parents and my wife for coming up, and also my coworker Mike. And Tom had to be here, so but he's still here.
Thank y'all for being there. It's good. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to ask. I'm going to ask all the youth to come stand up and come around. We're going to recognize y'all. So just come all the way through here. I'm sweating. It's hot. Okay. Yeah, you can just stand in front of your council person. Everybody come on. All right. Jamie, you going to bring it over here, or how we want to do it? You want to do it right from here? We just need to do it. Okay, let me just say, I want to, a few shout out. First, I want to thank the North Augusta Optimist Club. If you're not familiar with this organization, their motto is Friends of Youth. And everything, they have a number of fundraisers. If you need a Christmas tree, you need to buy it from them. If you like pancakes, they have a pancake. But all the money this organization raises, a nonprofit, goes to youth. And and they give scholarships to youth, but they sponsor this event. And I will just tell you, I was very impressed. all these folks, all these young folks got here early today. They were very alert. I thought our directors did a wonderful job sharing how municipal government can be positive impact if you want to go down that route. Did y'all have a good day? You got to see a lot of things? You know more than you thought? Who did I ask? I asked Derek. Why. I said, anybody want to say why they wanted to do this? Derek?
He asked me, and I said, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot a little bit. Can you remember? I kind of forgot. I'm not gonna lie.
You said you want to learn about how city government.
Oh, hey, well, this is the first time. Hey, it's the first time for everything, Mr. Buck. First time for everything. But no, I said I wanted to see how the city operated. Yes, sir.
And you know what? You know more than most citizens. Okay, so anyway, great job. But for parents who are here, thank you for allowing your young folks to spend some time with us. Hopefully, it was real positive for us, and hopefully it was positive for them, and they'll go back tonight and tell you some good things about the city. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going down just the list that we have to recognize everybody. So the first person, and Jamie, tell us what are we giving everybody? We're giving them a little certificate and some goodies in a tourism bag, Carl. Way to go, Sophia Wendell. Tourism girl. Okay, perfect. All right. So what are they going to come up here, or how do we want to do it? All right. So we're going to go first. We're going to start with our mayor. No, I'm not. We are. Pepper Sauceda Hamilton. Pepper, come on up. Where is she? All right. And we're going to put Pepper work at the very end. Congratulations. Thank you, Pepper. How about Dasani Bell, Council? Hey, how are you? Thank you. How about Taylor Hall? All right, Miss Taylor, good to see you. Okay, thank you. Where's Lady Sheridan Town? All right, there you go. The legend himself, Christopher C.J. Chavis. Come on up here, C.J. How you doing, sir? All right, man. How about Maria Williams? Thank you, Maria. All right, Kendall Risher. Where's Kendall? Oh, there you are. God. All right. Now, so that is mayor and council. City administrator is Miss Jacqueline Umana. Where is Jacqueline? Jacqueline. Thank you very much. And our assistant city administrator, Christian Cooper. All right, Christian. Making sure there. All right. And then our city attorney, DJ Booker. Where's DJ? And you got to speak too. We don't want to let Kelly speak. That's great. That's fantastic. You live in large today, son. All right. We got something for you, DJ, I promise. All right. Sounds good. How about Yanel Ramirez? All right, sir. You got a bow tie looking sharp. I'm liking that. All right. Very. That is our director of finance. Our director of parks and recreation is Cameron Jackson. Cameron, good to see you. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Manager of tourism, Sophia. You've already been up here once. So there you go. Director of public safety, Sincere Cooper. All right, there. You got a bow tie too. Young men dressing sharp tonight. Director of Engineering and Public. The man says he's short with words. I don't believe it. DJ Bell. Director of Planning and Development. Where's Isaiah? Is Isaiah here? Isaiah's not here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I think something came up. Our Director of Public Service, Emma Brown. Thank you, Emma. Manager of Human Resources, Amelia Slade. Is she here? Not here? Okay. And then Manager of Information Technologies, Jalil Sweat. He's up there. No? Oh, Jalil, okay. Okay. You get to go up there, don't you? All right, you get the fun stuff. Get up there, yeah. All right, so this is our 2024 Youth Appreciation Day. Council and directors of City of North Augusta. Let's give them a big round of applause. Will you get a picture, Jim? Jim, will you get a picture? Yeah. All right, thank you. Everybody go back to your seats. Okay. Whew.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, we're going to move into new business. And basically, item 9 is receipt of information. So really all I'm asking is, do I have a consensus? We're not voting on this, but do I have a consensus from council to accept the Parks and Recreation Master Parks Plan? Is there consensus across the board? Everybody looks good with that? Okay, perfect. We'll take that receipt of that information. Rick, thank you for all that. Oh, good. Yeah, great. Okay, I should answer that. All right. Make him work. Make him work.
Parks and Recreation Master Plan is a guide for the City of North Augusta administration to continue the development of the North Augusta Parks and Recreation Department over the next 10 years. The master plan also defines an expected level of service and also assists staff in securing grants and other financial opportunities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Fantastic. Great job. I think the one thing I bet we can all agree on that we've got the best parks in anywhere, and we want to keep that going. So good job. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, item 10, administration. Now this is, I need council to kind of listen to me on this. So we're two-step of item 10. Resolution number 2022-43, a resolution authorizing funding for removal of city ball cypress trees to the use of fiscal year 2022 funds. I need a motion to remove this from the table. We tabled this a couple years ago. I need a motion to remove this from the table. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. McCauley, is there a second? Okay, Mr. Presnell. Now, this is very important. Kelly's there, attorney. Give me guidance on this. We don't do this very often. I'm going to make a motion myself as a first motion. Do not second it, because this needs to die, because this is an old resolution. Okay, we're going to have a new resolution, but I got to go through that. So I make a motion to approve on first reading resolution number 2022-43. Is there a second? Okay, hearing none, then the resolution dies after being removed from the table. How's that? All right. Woo. Okay, where's my sheet here so I can... DJ, you did a good job giving attorneys there what to do. Good job. Thank you, sir. Okay, now we're moving to item 11. I'm doing here. Do I have a motion to, no, item 11, administration. Resolution number 2024-16, a resolution authorizing funding for removal of city bald cypress trees through the use of fiscal year 2024. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Okay, Ms. McCauley, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Buck, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Anything?
Mr. Mayor,
Yep.
I'm going to recuse myself from item number 11.
Yep, okay. And there's a form that we've got it, thank you. Is there anything you want to share about this, Ms. Clifford?
So, Mr. Mayor, what I would say on this particular item is there were some changes from the original resolution, which has since been tabled, that was proposed in 2022. And what I would say on this is two major changes. One is the funding source has changed, whereas at 2022 I had suggested using contingency funds for the purpose of the removal of the trees. What you'll see here in the resolution before you is the funding source will be capital projects fund. The other change is the fact that after the motion was tabled, based on council guidance, ended up dealing with the municipal association, the insurance company, and then a subsequent external legal firm for advice on the trees. And so ultimately what came back was the city should be and is required to remove the trees from an insurance perspective. And so because of that, we're going to move forward or request to move forward on the removal of these bald cypress trees that were not encased in a wrap, if you will, to prevent the roots from spreading out into people's yards. So if this resolution is approved by council, we'll go with the low bid, which was bid out earlier this year, with a maximum cap of $30,000 for the removal of those trees. What this will not do is replant trees in those spots. That will be a future discussion. We've already had some early discussions with the homeowners association about that item, but the funding in this line is not to replant trees. It is strictly for the removal and the stump grinding of those trees.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Are there any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? Ms. Pat?
Yes. Now, when you say there's no need to plant, are you talking about trees that we're taking these bald cypress out of? Or is it recommended to the homeowner association that those type trees never be planted in Hammond's Ferry so we don't run into this trouble again?
Well, Councilwoman, I would say there are other bald cypress trees, but they were planted correctly with root barriers around their systems, and those trees aren't causing the same kinds of problems. But regardless, if the homeowner association was to request putting trees in the grass strip between the sidewalk and the roadway, that would have to be done with city concurrence, and we would absolutely get Roy Kibler's input on whether or not those would be acceptable trees.
Well, like I said, I just don't want us to come back 5 years and, we got to take them out and start over. And like I said, be sure Roy is included.
Any other council discussion? Okay, then I'll hear none. Anything else? I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Item 12, Administration Resolution Number 2024-17, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, expenditure request number 12. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution? Okay, Mr. Buck, Councilman, a second one?
No, I don't.
Councilman McGee? What did I say? President, okay. Mr. Buck is second, thank you. All right. Anything you want to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Mr. Mayor, there are no updates from my station at this time. I'll defer to our Assistant City Administrator whether he has any updates.
Thanks, Jim. Let's expend all the funds that have been allotted to us. The remaining balance is just over $918,000. This resolution also gives us the ability to access any unspent funds through the conservative nature of contingencies built into the previous 11 expenditure requests. This will give us access to those funds. And there's three things that we'll get out of this. Is two things in downtown. We'll redo our electrical, which includes lighting. We'll be looking at some downtown parking improvements. And a big one is we're going to order a new trolley, which will be hopefully delivered in the next year or so. But then also to remind you, we have another trolley on capital sales tax 5, which then in the next 3 to 5 years we'll have a new trolley system. I should say 2 new trolleys to satisfy this new need of providing public transportation in our downtown area, which has become very popular.
Okay. Are there any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion?
Well, here I am again. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
On the resolution number, it's got 2024XX, so that should be 17. And is
I got 17 on mine.
Mr. McCauley, the trolley, will it be used for more than just downtown? Because in my book, that should not be a priority. There's other things, but will it be used for other things in the city?
Oh, yes, ma'am. We've had to, because our trolley line was bought used,
Yeah,
which
right.
we are very
I remember that.
lucky to have that. It has been, aged, and we've had to age out one of the trolleys currently. So we have one that's only in operation, and we've had to reduce rentals and other uses to solely help facilitate transporting citizens during ball games and downtown events. That's been our main focus. With this purchase and our future purchase, we're hopefully bringing back yes,
More use of it.
more use of it, and then previous uses will come back online.
For example, when Carsville had their annual event, they used a trolley to take people around cars. Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
I got one too. And then JD, I understand the 2 priority ones, and then the 3 that are listed under the expenditure request number 12, with Creighton Park and some of the other ones. We just talked through that just a little bit, how that funding will get shifted. Yeah.
Sure. So we had listed 5 projects that this fund will go towards. The priority projects of downtown improvements and the new trolley will be fully funded with this ARPA request. However, partially funded projects will include Riverview Activities Center improvements as well as playground improvements, which include Creighton Park and Summerfield Park. And the reason why we put those in there is because they may not be fully funded, but we can use part of these ARPA funds packaged with other funding mechanisms to fulfill the need of replacing and upgrading those facilities.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Any other council discussion? Okay, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, item 13, resolution number 2024-18, authorizing funding for the Beautification Foundation. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved. Sorry. Nobody was
Mr. Fresnel, okay, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. McCauley, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Clifford or JD?
Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, I'd like to bundle really my comments on the next 2 items, items 13 and 14, which are resolution number 2024, 18, and 19 respectively. So you have authorization for funding for the Beautification Foundation and also for the Public Safety Foundation. What you'll see in your packet is that the city will provide seed money, if you will, $1,500 per foundation out of the general fund budget. It shows exactly which lines those come out of the general fund. But the intention is to give initial money to get their checking account stood up, but for them to be self-sufficient fiscally after that point in time, unless I get guidance from the council contrary to that.
Okay. Are there any citizen comments? Okay. I'm just going to add a little bit to this for our youth council and then our citizens. So these are 2 nonprofit foundations that are not controlled by the city. They are literally run by citizens. But the idea behind this was we wanted to give citizens an opportunity to do a couple things. One is if we had citizens who wanted to donate money to a particular cause and they wanted to have control to designate these dollars are for this and get a tax benefit, they could do this through these 2 foundations. The other thing is we want it to be an awareness campaign for friends to join to get more citizens involvement. So, for example, I'm trying to give you an idea. 2 years ago, we had a lady whose husband was a doctor. He passed in Augusta, but he loved the Greenway, so she donated. If you know what the gazebo is, y'all seen the gazebo at the bottom of right there? She donated that gazebo to the city. Okay? If we had had this beautification foundation, she could have benefited tax-wise. Okay? The public safety is the same thing. We had a gentleman a couple years ago donate an e-bike, which I need to get with Chief to find out if we have that in the shed or using it. We need to start using that downtown. But if somebody wants to designate an e-bike, I'm just using an example, they can dictate it. So these foundations, you're going to hear a lot about them. The Beautification Foundation, I will tell you, they're working on a project now to put beautiful hanging plants, 24 of them, in the corridor of the downtown. Eventually, we're going to go West Avenue and other streets. So that's coming not from the city. That's all driven by these citizens in the foundation. And the public safety is the same way. So you're going to hear a lot about these. So you can go to each have a website. So I would just ask all citizens, go pull these up and see if you want to be involved somehow. This is just another example of how we're trying to get citizens involved. So all this is a little bit of seed money to help them buy, a banner and a table so when they go to events to start promoting. So with that being said, any other council discussion? Here now, I ask for a vote. All in favor? Okay. Now, that was still, even though Jim tied it all in, still going to go with item 14, resolution number 2024-19, authorizing funding for the Public Safety Foundation. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Buck. Is there a second? Ms. Carpenter? Okay. We've run through that. So if there's no council discussion, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. All right, thank you. And parents, we're getting real close where your children are going to vote. They're going to handle this in a minute. So hang on with us. Item 15, Plan and Development. Resolution number 2024-20, accepting the deed of dedication for the street, sanitary sewer, stormwater collection, fire suppression systems, and associated easements and rights of way, along with a maintenance guarantee and letter of credit for Butler Pond Townhomes. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Toole, okay. Is a second. Ms. Carpenter, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Clifford?
Not much, Mayor. No major changes. This is a routine action to accept infrastructure from a developer. In this case, for the.
I know we asked this. Maybe Tommy can help us. Where exactly is Butler Pond Townhomes? I should know where this is. Anybody know where Butler Pond?
Five Notch Road behind Walnut. It's just in Edgefield County behind Walnut Grove.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you, Tommy. Okay, are there any citizen comments? All right, any council discussion? All right, here now I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you. And I thought Ms. Carpenter might say it, she always says it, just for citizens, parents to let you know, it sounds like we're going through stuff pretty quick. We have a meeting, 2 meetings, we have city council twice a month, the first and third Monday. Our second and fourth Monday are what we call our study sessions. That's when we actually are digging deep into these resolutions. We have staff going more detail. So you'll hear more conversations of us asking questions at the study sessions. So by the time it comes here, we've kind of already covered that unless there's some particular question. So that's why things are going fast. This is not something the first time we've heard about it. We've talked about it up to this point. So with that being said.
Well, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Also explain the difference in a resolution and ordinance.
Very good. Yeah, we have all but resolution. So a resolution is an item that we are putting in, and it only requires us to have one vote. An ordinance would be our version of the law, and that takes 2 votes. So a resolution, these are allowing us to move forward immediately, and there's a one-time type process. An ordinance, we don't have any today, but an ordinance is really where we are putting into our code, into our law, and that takes 2 readings. Good? Okay. Ms. Clifford, anything you want to share about this one? Oh, you've already done that, yeah. So, citizen comments. All right, any council discussion? All right, all in favor, let's ask for a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous. I'm trying to get to you. All right, item 17, Public Services, Resolution number 2024-22, authorizing multiple expenditures from Fund 36 ancillary to the Regional Solid Waste Transfer Station Project. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Mayor?
Did I skip one?
You did.
Oh, engineering, I did. Thank
I think
you.
we voted.
Jamie, we've done 15, right? Okay, we're on 16.
We're on 16.
Engineering, resolution number 2024-21, authorizing the city of North Augusta to enter into a contract with John M. Bailey and Associates, PC, to perform land survey and services. Do you have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Toole, thank you. Is there a second? Mr. Presnell. It's this chair. It's just getting me, sitting in this chair. All right, anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Clifford?
Mr. Mayor and Council, no changes to this from the study session. Just as a reminder, this is for us to conduct surveying activities in the downtown corridor, which is preparatory work associated with traffic calming.
Okay, great. Any citizen comments? Any council discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous. Item 17 this time. Resolution number 2024-22, authorizing multiple expenditures from Fund 36 ancillary to the Regional Solid Waste Transfer Station Project. Do we have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Ms. McCauley, Ms. Carver, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So on this particular item, to refresh the council's memory, we have Department of Energy funds that were part of a court settlement from the state of South Carolina, and that have been aligned against three major projects, one of which being the transfer station at the Operations Center where James Sutton's office is. And so last year, the council made a decision and passed a resolution number 2023-34, identifying ancillary projects associated with the transfer station in the amount of $795,000. And those projects are currently either fully executed or partially executed at this point in time. We have identified additional projects and items for purchase in addition to the original $795,000. And so what you have before you in your attachment 1 are items listed below for a total of $885,000. Again, these dollars are coming against the interest out of the account, not the principal of the $2 million associated with the transfer station itself. We've only pulled about $200,000 out of the transfer station principal, and so the remainder of that money is supposed to be used against the actual bid documents that will go out later this year for the construction of the transfer station itself. And so you've got a number of items here to go through the projects. You've got the remainder of the paving. So what the council did was partially funded the paving project last year. This would fully fund the paving across the entire operations facility. You have the boom truck, which will be discussed in a later resolution. You have storage building, and that storage building would be for large equipment associated with the transfer station and also the trolleys, because right now the trolleys are stored out in open air. So we'd like to be able to get those into a covered facility. And lastly is improvements for the parking for the MRF itself, because there's a limited amount of parking spots if you've ever been up there. And so we need to move more of our personnel up to the MRF, and so they need associated parking with that. And so that gets us to our grand total. I think those numbers are going to, minus the boom truck, are going to be well within those tolerances. And just like anything else, any money not spent will go right back into the interest account for future use by the council. I'll pause for any questions.
Jim, will you just talk for a minute on the benefits of the transfer station project again?
I'm not sure if I can do it as eloquently as the well-dressed gentleman behind me, Mr. James Sutton, but I'll give it a crack.
Okay.
And if I get in the deep end, James will pull me out. And so ultimately what we're trying to do is it'll do a few things for us. One, it'll be a revenue line because we'll have relationships with commercial haulers that will want to dump their loads, if you will, and that allows for tipping fees, and that will be into our sanitation line for revenue. So that will be a plus. the other thing we're trying to do is to minimize the amount of trips we have with smaller vehicles going out to the landfill that's out at the site. And so really what we want to do is maximize the number of 18-wheelers and large vehicles taking the refuse and trash out there as opposed to the smaller vehicles. And the transportation is one of those aspects that would allow for that to move forward. What we're excited about is that it's going to give us a capability here in the city that's really a regional capability for other municipalities, other counties, and for commercial haulers to be able to utilize, which has a direct benefit to our taxpayers because those revenues will go into the sanitation line, which helps defray the costs of our sanitation services to our citizens.
When they pick up the trash.
Thank you. It's just been a little while since we briefed on it, so I thought that would be beneficial.
Okay.
James gave me a D+, but I'll take it.
And the only thing I'll add to it is just for council, youth council. So back in 2020, because y'all didn't get to read the resolution, state of South Carolina won a $600 million settlement against the Department of Energy. I think it's a lawsuit. And basically the municipalities in the state of South Carolina that money was divvied up. We got $2 million of it. And actually more than that, we got 30.
Probably $37 million.
$37 million of it in North Augusta. So part of that money that's listed here, $2 million, is for this transfer station. So this has been put into, they literally wrote us a check. So it's been in an interest-bearing account. And one thing that's been very positive is interest rates are high. So this money has been generating interest, and what we are doing is taking some of that interest, like Mr. Clifford talked about, and using it for this. So that's kind of what this is all about. So this is not taxpayers' money per se. It came from the government, which I guess eventually it really was yours and mine, but it's not like it's anything that we're doing here. This was money that came to us. So with that being said, are there any citizen comments? All right, any council discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous.
Yep. All right, this is Public Services Resolution Number 2024 through 2023, authorizing a purchasing agreement with Joe Johnson Equipment to purchase 2024 International Boom Truck. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution? Second.
You got a second.
Okay, anywho. Anything you want to share about this, Mr. Clifford?
Thank you, Mayor. Now that the Council has passed a resolution number 2024-2022, which authorized the funding for the number of transfer stations related to projects, the Public Service Department has identified a boom truck that is available for sale, which would help us with our yard waste pickup service for the citizens. This truck was budgeted in 2022, but due to COVID-related supply chain manufacturing issues and the city was unable to find a truck in that year, the staff recommends a passage of this action.
All right, well, are there any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion? Alrighty. Hearing nothing, I will ask for a vote.
All the youth council votes. Then we'll go back and do it officially. Say it again.
Youth council, y'all can vote. All right.
That's unanimous.
Unanimous.
All right. So with that being said, everything else has been done. You did a fine job. Thank you. So officially for city council, all in favor? And that is unanimous. All right. Well done. Thank you.
Mayor,
What I mess up now?
we're going to need to do first and seconds.
Oh, yeah, no, I did do first, second. Okay. Yeah, we have first, second.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why Jamie keeps it straight.
You have to read the resolution again? Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 2024-23?
So moved.
Who's first?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Eric,
All right, Mr. President, is there a second?
second.
Mr. Toole, thank you. Now can I ask for a vote? All in favor? Unanimous. All right, thank you. I've only been doing this 3 years. You think I figured it out by now.
This is now legal.
Okay. Oh, very good, very good. All right, are there any administrative reports?
I have one, Mr. Mayor. Our assistant city administrator will not be at work tomorrow, and for a very good reason, because he will be walking across the stage at Clemson University to receive his PhD in public policy. So congratulations to J.D. McCauley.
He loves education. He loves school.
It's good that you have two ends of the spectrum right here. Okay.
That's wonderful.
Does that mean we need to call him doctor from now on? Dr. McCauley?
All right. Any other administrative reports on your end?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, this is item 20, presentation, communication, recognition visitors. At this time, citizens may speak to mayor and city council regarding any matters not on the agenda. So is there anybody in the audience that would like to come forward and talk to us about something that was not on the agenda? Okay, so we're at item 21. Before I adjourned, is there any comments from any council, our council folks? Pat, you sure? Okay, I've got a captive audience for some of y'all, so I've got to use this. Just let you know, on May the 16th, next Thursday's third Thursday, so come on down there downtown, check out our merchants down there. For citizens, a couple things to know. If you think you want to be involved somehow on a committee that you've heard about or part of the commission or whatever, we have a citizen involvement form that you can fill out. You just go to the city's website, and there's a banner that says mayor's website. Click on that, and there's that citizen involvement form. Your youth were able to come to the public power hour. That was before this meeting. It's the first Monday of every month. And this is where citizens come forward and share with us things that we need to know about. It's a chance for us to listen. So we had a packed crowd tonight for that. So the public power hour is another chance for you to voice, for us to hear you. If you haven't, you'll get this in your July, August. But one of the things the council did is we have something called the hometown highlights. So it'll go to print in June. So when you get it'll probably be July, Jamie, you think? Or maybe July?
It'll be June utility.
Yeah, June utility, you get that in July. In there's a 2-page hometown highlight that's going to list things that are happening. It's a calendar that tells you what's going to be coming up in the next quarter. We eventually want to do it where we list some of these resolutions in there for folks who aren't able to watch it. It's called Hometown Highlights because we had a lot of citizens say, hey, I'm not on social media. I want something I can look at. So you're going to get that in every water bill once a quarter. So I just want to let you know about that. And the last thing I told the youth about it is James Sutton is we are now doing weekly recycling. So we are not charging you for those bins. So if you're not recycling, I just urge you, we want to be a community that is environmentally friendly and green. And recycling is something this city had not done for quite a while. We're now doing it on a weekly basis. So I just challenge you, if you're not recycling, please do, because it's really positive for our community. So that being said, young people, thank you. You did a good job today. Great to have you. And